make sure to check out my old channel and go to the Illager playlist and you'll find these stories in there too, which is part of the Illager Raid family episode movies. Make sure to check it out. In today's episode, we'll be reading and talking about the Triple Scene Trouble. Hope you enjoy. There was a 2-decade-long and gruesome battle between the Vindicator Army and the Pillager Army, which was sought to settle whether who would be the captain after the loss of their original captains in the Voltage City Village raid they conquered years back before they became the character looks now known today. From Pro and the war lasted for so long, which was held by the Pillager and the Vindicator, whose coach was the Arch-Illager, watching the war happening. All of the troops from the Pillager and the Vindicator side have fallen equally, which led to a final standoff between the leaders of these intense battlegrounds. The Arch-Illager proceeded a countdown for the final battle to commence. He was really horrible at it. He kept stuttering, so the Pillager had to do something about it and started firing arrows, but the Vindicator dodged them. The Vindicator comes in with a melee attack, which was his axe, to swing at the Pillager. However, the Pillager had good reflexes and started punching the Vindicator with his bare fists. The Vindicator did slice the Pillager's leg, leaving him limping, but the Pillager pounced at the Vindicator and started punching him repeatedly in the face, and they kept battling for a decent while, which took 20 more gruesome minutes. They were both heavily injured and tired, so the Arch-Illager instead just had to announce who the captain would be. It just took so long that Arch-Illager was bored and just wanted to end it all. A 2-decade-long war. A intense and violent battle. The Arch-Illager, with the banner in his hand, was going to crown nobody. It was safe to say they didn't necessarily need a captain and left the rivals furious and disappointed in the immense battle they fought for, which turned out was for nothing after all. The Arch-Illager only then takes the banner and takes the Pillager and the Vindicator to a graveyard to praise their brave captains who fought in the Voltage City Village. We transition to a different scenery where the Illagers are just relaxing and doing what they do in the episodes, just like a lot of crazy weird things that they have going on. The Evoker receives a Totem of Undying now that he has mastered his abilities of combat. He summons his Vex, and something grabs his attention. The totem has a max limit of Vexes, which the Evoker found out to be surprising because he didn't really know about this, but he only summoned a Vex, his trustworthy Vex, and he didn't know this at all. So then the Evoker proceeds to summon all 3 of them, and surprisingly, there was 2 new Vexes that appeared within the midst of summoning them. Both were girl Vexes, and the common Vex was confused. No time wasted, the 2 other Vexes gradually get excited to meet their brother, and they start messing with him. Like, just, I don't know, like, invading his personal space. I don't even know. But, the Evoker, in shock, asks the Enchanter, what phenomenon just happened? The Enchanter basically just explains to the Evoker the magic of the Totem of Undying. Then the other Illagers gather, seeing there's more than one Vex. The 2 Vexes introduce each other to the Evoker, implying that he is their master. The Evoker, with satisfaction, then confirms that the Vex has sisters. The Vex, in pure shock, was quite unhappy, but then the Vexes take him away to go explore their new territory the Arch-Illager has settled with every single Illager. So then, the Evoker and then everyone else just starts having a tantrum about weird, crazy things, just like in the previous 2 episodes. The Vexes play around, and the other Vex just tells them what the daily routine is. And the Vexes see the Ravager. With absolute curiosity, they approach the Ravager. The Ravager, confused, asked, "Why are there more Vexes to the actual Vex?" He implies that the Evoker can have more Vexes, up to 3. The Ravager is annoyed from the Vexes because both the female Vexes are like ignoring him, basically, just like wandering all over him and probably poking him with their little swords. So the Ravager just jumps down at one and kills one. The other Vex that then backs away, and the Vex just, well, they just head back to the Evoker. The Illagers, doing what they do, their shenanigans, have noticed that the Illusioner and the Witch haven't been seen in weeks. Coincidentally, as they were talking about their disappearance, they come back with different voices and different looks of the Witch. That made the Illagers confused and puzzled. The Illusioner pardons the Witch to give out the story because the Illagers asks where have they been and what is up with the new voices and looks. Well, the Witch. But the Witch decides to give out the story. The Witch had asked the Evoker, as he was teaching his Vex some tricks, to go shopping at the local illager market, to which the Evoker denied because apparently he was busy. Then the Witch carries on and asks the other illagers. The Illusioner, for his boredom, decides to go to the illager market with the Witch to get some more potions and some food. They did end up robbing the market because of the Illusioner's menacing acts and behavior. They head back to the group, but halfway there, they see 2 splash potions dropping right towards them, which was a weakness and a slowness effect. They get attacked immediately by a dark shadow of a figure they didn't have time to react, which after being attacked, they are weakened and unconscious. Hours pass by, then the Illusioner soon wakes up in a dark hospital room, which was a little bit off. He looks around and sees the Witch still unconscious, and he also sees a dark figure with a ninja headband. Before the Illusioner could react, he is instantly knocked out by a baseball bat. Don't ask why, he just did. Days passed by, and then soon they both wake up in a grassy field, which they find odd to wake up in because they were just in hospital beds. The Illusioner wakes up and the Witch regains consciousness, and the Illusioner speaks, but his voice was deeper and edgier. Then the Witch, startled by it, starts to speak, but her voice was also changed, and she sounds like your typical average high school girl. They both get startled and confused, and the Illusioner sees bloodstains in the Witch's stomach area. Well, he is confused by this, and the Witch seems to have a woman build, because the Witch is a woman, duh, obviously, common sense. But they apparently just head back and try to stay calm after what they have experienced. So then the Illagers seem to understand the story. The Arch-Illager warps here, and he sees that they're both back. He doesn't ask questions about their new looks, voices, or anything, but he just rather makes jokes about it. The Pillager and the Vindicator come back with dissatisfaction, as they were following the Arch-Illager, and they all just begin their daily and crazy lives, like what they usually do. Hope you guys enjoyed today's story and concept of the Triple Scene Trouble. And I'll see you next month with another one of these concept stories. Concept, yes.